That, my friends, is how Colombo, Sri Lanka looks these days and the past few days. And as the weather forecast mentioned, it will probably be like that for the next 2 days. Anyway, as I'm recording this, we still have about 2 days left approximately till it's Vesak, and I'm gonna do a small vlog on my Vesak lantern making process and the fun times. I hope you enjoy it. And when I said fun, what I actually meant was quite a few failures along the way. I actually did only one Vesak lantern this time because it's lockdown, and also because I'm the only one who's making it and I didn't have a lot of help because other people in my household were busy. To those of you who aren't Sri Lankan, I'm gonna explain what Vesak is all about in a few minutes. But to all the Sri Lankans out there, please don't laugh at me for the way I made this Vesak lantern. It's not one of my proudest achievements, but it turned out pretty well, and I'm proud of myself. I guess that's all that matters. This is actually the second year in a row that we are celebrating Vesak indoors, and it's actually been quite fun. But my neighbors, I tell you, take Vesak very serious. You'll be able to see towards the end of the video how my neighborhood looked. Anyway, I welcome you all to my first ever vlog sort of thing that I'm trying to do. I hope you do enjoy, and if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for art and art related content and a few of these things here and there. And I'm glad you're here. Keep watching and enjoy. I'll be talking throughout this video, so you can mute it if it does not interest you and keep watching what I'm doing. But enjoy. Also, a little disclaimer at this point, I have a guest appearance throughout the process of making this lantern. You guys, we live in a tropical country and there are insects and bugs everywhere all the time, and you'll see one or two coming in and going out a few times. Do ignore that, but they're really super annoying. Just ignore, like I did while making this. Well, okay, to those of you who aren't Sri Lankan, Vesak is actually a holiday sort of celebration that Sri Lankans have during the full moon day in the month of May. It's actually extended to 2 days, and people go all out during these few days. They make Vesak lanterns, they make pandals, they go out. It's quite a big celebration, but what it actually does is it commemorates the birth, enlightenment and the death of Gautama Buddha. So it's celebrated across the country regardless of race and religion. Almost every household has a Vesak lantern, and people go out during these few days at night, with friends, and it's quite a fun time. But the past 2 years have been in lockdown, so people are confined to their homes and they do not go out or anything like that. But it's pretty much like a light festival, and there are different sorts of lanterns that people make. There are lantern competitions across the country. It's kind of a big deal, so it's overall a very fun time. Families and friends and everybody get together to go out, watch lights and lanterns all over the city and things like that. I'm actually making a traditional Vesak lantern. It's called the Atapattama, and I'm not the best at this, but I'm doing it A to Z in all the traditional methods you can think of, but I also wanted to incorporate a mandala in there somewhere, so that's what you saw all this time, what I was trying to do. This actually brings back a lot of childhood memories, because back at my home, in my hometown, we used to have about 8 to 9 Vesak lanterns each year, and I'm now down to one because it takes quite a lot of time and effort also to make it. But I'm doing everything that we did when we were little kids, from making the papas. It's sort of a sticky paste-like thing that you saw me making using flour and water, and that's it. You just heat it up and you get it to like a thick consistency like you see here, and then you use that to paste out the tissue paper. So I'm sure all the Sri Lankans watching this know what I'm talking about, but if there's anybody from another country watching this and they have no idea what I'm talking about, that is what this paste-like thing I made earlier is. So let me know where you're from. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and also I'm sure you have a million questions watching this video thinking what I'm doing, so do post them down in the comment section and I'll get back to you. And yeah, so that's the process basically that I did, from cutting out the squares and the triangles and then making my papa, or the gum that is used to paste the tissue papers onto the structure of the lantern. I mean, it sure does look messy and everything, but that's how we did all these years, and I'm just so glad to be able to still do it that same way. It's more fun and interesting doing it this way. The first bit of pasting is done. Basically, this is how it looks. I agree that it does not look pleasing to the eye, but keep watching, it gets better. And of course, I'm using some glue to paste on the mandala that I did. If you noticed, I used the craft knife to cut out a mandala. That was actually the first time I ever used the craft knife to cut out a mandala, and it is tiring, I tell you that. And major respect to anybody who uses that on a daily basis to create your art. It's quite a task, and I'm a proper newbie to it, and it got really tired after some time, so I just did the first few bits of the mandala and then moved to my scissor because it was much more convenient and easier to do. I know I cheated a bit, but it had to be done. I'm not gonna like take you through the process of making the whole lantern. It looks messy as hell right now, but I promise it looks a bit decent at the end of this video when I'm fully done with it. So do stick around. And yeah, I mean, it's not the neatest lantern out there as well, and if you have a glue gun or something like that, by all means use it. It's less messier and it's much neater, I suppose, but this is just me reliving my childhood and having fun making the lantern the good old way. Yeah, such a fun couple of hours I spent on this, probably 2.5 to 3 hours, from cutting the paper to the mandalas to making the paste to everything. Yeah, such a fun time. And mind you, by this time it was raining like a mad cow outside, like it was thundering, and you know, the winds have been crazy the past few days. Although I'm making this in the hopes that it will die down during the next couple of days, at least on Vesak day. And when I mentioned about my neighbors being all, they take it to the next level. I'll show you at the end of the video how my lane looked. And it's actually, you know, we are in lockdown at the moment, but everybody just came out of their homes and lit up oil lamps and everything in front of their homes. And some houses actually had gone all out with the lights and the lanterns and everything. We didn't walk around or anything because, you know, it's lockdown for a reason, but we did have a nice time. I think I noticed it a bit more this time around because we were all at home, and usually it's not the case. We all go out and, you know, have fun outside our houses and with the rest of our friends and family. So this time was different. I'm sure your neighborhoods look better or even more out there than mine. Do let me know if it was. So the lantern is coming together. It's starting to look half as decent, and I told you there'll be guest appearances throughout this video. You can see one right now as well. Like, they're so annoying, but there's no way around it because they just seem to come out of nowhere. No matter how many times I clean the house or anything like that, they are always there. So that is quite frustrating, but you know, we gotta coexist. Yeah, I actually cut out 2 different mandalas to be used in the whole lantern. I do like how it turned out. Yeah, that's partly done, and I'm then going on to do the frills, which makes the lantern look much better. Yeah, if you do have any questions on how I made something or how I did something, do let me know, because I'm just rushing through the entire thing. But yeah, it may be tiring, but definitely it's all worth it at the end when your whole lantern is done and looks so pretty and nice. As I was actually making this, I wasn't sure if we were even going to be able to hang it outside because the winds and the rains were so crazy, and like there were such strong winds. And yeah, but I did have my hopes up and thought I would be able to, and I did it anyway. And yeah, these are the final frills that will go on the lantern. This is my favorite and easiest part to do actually, because one thing, you know, you're almost at the end of making your lantern, and 2, you can cover up all the flaws and, you know, everything that doesn't look good with these in the whole lantern. If you actually watched this video so far, you're awesome, and I really appreciate you watching me and my almost failure of a journey in making this lantern. But yeah, as you can see, it wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was going to be this way when I started. Yeah, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm just gonna drop it in here, let you know. It's best if you can subscribe and, you know, show me your support. I really appreciate it. And hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed my rant and all my talking all this time. That's pretty much how my lantern journey has been the past few minutes. So yeah, we are almost at the end of making my pink and white lantern. So many people like go crazy with the lanterns, like the things they do and everything. It's pretty crazy and also beautiful at the same time. And that's about it. My lantern is now almost ready to go. the frills are in place, and I've turned it over, and the wind is blowing inside the house, and I do love the sound of the frills. And now we are finally on the day of Vesak. To our surprise, it was only quite windy and there was a small drizzle, but it wasn't raining per se. So we had a little bit of hope that it would remain the same. So before we hung up the lantern, we wanted to put up some lights, and I just had some help getting all that prepped, and then finally getting to hanging up our pretty little Vesak lantern. You can still see the wings are pretty, out there, but it didn't rain so much, so that's a good thing. There it is, and at this point the frills are like all over the place already, but yeah. And there it is, all lit up, and the frills have gone haywire, but it was looking very, very pretty, and I really like how it looked. And that is our neighborhood at that point. People were out and about, but everybody did maintain their distance, and everybody did enjoy. I lit up an oil lamp myself. See, we are being safe and precautious. This did take place on about 3 days, but we only went out on the first day, but that was it. I do hope all of you enjoyed your Vesak celebrations as well. I hope you had a blessed Vesak yourself, and thank you so much for watching. Till I see you again in my next video, take care and stay safe.